able to hear that, right? Hello there. And if you watch all my videos, this will be the third time you've seen a message like this. But anyway, before this video begins, I just wanted to say that there will not be a new episode of Better Call Saul next week. So, to make a very long story short, basically, when I would have recorded the next episode, basically would have fallen to the week of Thanksgiving, and I wanted to give myself some time off for the holiday. So, basically, what that means is next week, no new episode of Better Call Saul, and we will be back in 2 weeks with episode 6. Whatever it's called. I don't know. I know this one is called Alpine Shepherd Boy, but I don't know what next episode is called. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much that. Join me back in 2 weeks as we continue our adventures with Better Call Saul. So, yeah, that's basically it, and enjoy episode 5 of Better Call Saul. Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Better Call Saul. Last time on Better Call Saul, we had Hero, where basically Jimmy found the Kettlemans and was trying to get themselves to return back to civilization and go back to the police. However, they didn't want him to mention the money, so they offered him a bribe, which he reluctantly took. Then, with the money he had, he decided to start a war with Howard Hamlin by completely copying his style and logo and everything. And he was ordered to take down a billboard because it was infringing on the trademark of HHM. And he was doing a video about it when he staged the person taking down the billboard falling down, and then he went up there and saved him, and so he became a hero to the people of Albuquerque. And then, at the end, Chuck managed to see that. Despite Jimmy's efforts, he managed to see that, and yeah. So, Chuck knows how petty, what's actually going on with Jimmy. So, yeah. And that was basically that. So, this is, I believe, the halfway point of the season, so I'm very curious to see where we're going next. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Better Call Saul. Here we go. Is this the neighbor seeing? Oh. I assume this is the neighbor that saw Chuck. She called the police, though?
Officer, let's talk about something called probable cause. As I'm sure you know, in the state of New Mexico, there was a two-part test to determine whether police officers have an objectively reasonable basis.
Is this guy really gonna... Dude, who cares about the newspaper? Like, is it a slow day in Albuquerque?
A whole lot of camp stove fuel. Guy sure as shit sounds like a tweaker.
You see what he did to the breaker box?
Is he coming out, or are we going in?
He's not a tweaker. He has a condition, he said.
Definitely no tasers. I can't emphasize that enough. Deal? Look.
They are really... Alright, well that's not a good... That's not a good that's happened.
I want to secede from the United States. Now, I got 1,100 acres of property here. Self-sustaining with solar power and wells. A sovereign state, immune to the business-killing regulations of the country in which it geographically lies.
Didn't the Nostalgia Critic do this one time?
We are going to be America's Vatican City.
Ricky?
I don't know why I'm writing this down, but...
I'm your man.
He's taking the case, I guess.
Yeah, let's...
I want you on retainer.
Okay.
How about 1 million even?
Whoa.
500 up front. Would you like that in cash?
You know, that sounds nice.
Tax-free and backed by the full faith and credit of the sovereign Sandia Republic.
I see. It's not American money. I just put nope. Out of there.
So what do we got?
Please be a toilet.
I feel
don't know
silly
why.
asking this.
No worries.
Oh no. It's a children's toy. What is it? It is a toilet!
Oh, yeah, that's the way. Gosh, you're big. You're so big. My goodness, look at you.
So this got worse.
Fill me up, Chandler. Put it in me.
Chandler's my youngest.
You're completely disgusting, you know that?
Hey, buddy, you're the one with the sex toilet.
Nah.
Get off my property!
Hey, you know what? I hope you do make a fortune, because Chandler's gonna need it to help pay for his therapy.
Ha! Alright, where are we off to next? This is fun. I mean, he's not getting any good cases, but I'm having fun. Stair lift. Okay. What? Last thing I knew, I was in my 20s. My mid-20s, admittedly.
No, you
But good
just
God.
stay put. I'll be right over.
Next thing I know, I'm waiting for this old lady to just walk over. Oh, she falls over. Please. Please, that'd be so fucking funny. Nope, okay. Hello.
Now, the Shepherd Boy Hummel, that's gonna go to your nephew Clarence?
As long as he finishes college. If he drops out, it goes to my
Okay.
niece Raylene. But then Raylene doesn't get the
The
girl.
girl with the geese. Yeah, no, then that would go
Okay, so
to your cousin
he's just
Helen,
working on some old lady's
as
will.
long as she never remarries Frederick.
Exactly.
A
And
complicated
no matter
will.
what. And here I thought all lawyers were idiots.
No, only half of us are idiots. The other half are crooks. Now, my fee is $140.
140.
Mm-hmm.
20, 40, 60, 80,
She has money.
100, and 20, 40.
Oh, well, thank you. This one's actually working out.
Okay.
Shall we continue, Mr. McGill?
Yes. Yes, we shall, Mrs. Strauss.
Well, I mean, hey, you got paid. That one worked out.
How's it go again?
Oh, you're huge, Chandler.
Oh,
You're a
no.
big boy.
He's telling all of this to
Where
her.
does it end? Oh, here it comes.
I like the...
Oh, what is that? Is that a piece of corn?
No.
Did you eat corn, Chandler? Is that a niblet I see, Chandler?
No.
Too much? Hey, good times.
I love these two hanging out. I don't know
Even your
why.
lousy days are more interesting than my good ones.
Yeah, well, we should definitely do something about that.
Why don't you come join him on these weird cases?
Make a living. Did 2 wills today?
Two wills.
I started a living trust. Whoopee! Old people love me.
Maybe you got a future in elder law.
So,
You think I can handle all that glamour?
No, I'm serious. I've thought about getting into elder law myself. I watched my grandmother at the end. It's awful what people have to deal with. Insurance companies, my scumbag cousin stealing her savings and her pain meds.
Jesus.
Yeah, okay, I'll see if I can track Jimmy down.
Oh.
I'll call you back. Sure.
Oh. Chuck.
Wait, no, wait.
Why isn't that one going out?
Jimmy, Jimmy. Jimmy, wait a second. Jimmy, think. What's the plan here?
Sir,
Take this shit out.
tell me about the electricity.
Yeah, look, I know how it sounds, but it's real. Oh, shit. My phone, stuff, anything with a battery in it. He can't have it near him.
Hang on.
It'd be
Just my phone.
crazy.
Okay, that's it.
It'd be crazy if, like, he was faking, but I don't think he's faking all of it.
Mr. McGill, my name is Dr. Cruz. Do you know why you're in the hospital?
The police kicked in my door. No warrant, no cause.
Nah.
I wasn't incoherent. They just weren't listening. They tasered me, Jimmy.
They tasered him.
Jesus.
Your brother called it an allergy to electricity.
Well, it's an oversimplification, but it's essentially correct.
Nah.
You left the office 18 months ago.
Well, in that case, must have been almost 2 years.
2 years. That's a long time to live with discomfort.
Oh, there it is. You think I'm crazy?
I never said that.
No, you didn't, because you're very polite. But you think it. If I thought for 1 second you could cure me, believe me, I'd jump at the chance. But with all due respect, psychiatry doesn't have the answers.
I'd very much like to try.
Jimmy?
I want to go home.
Whew. That's rough. I mean, I don't think it's
a dirty trick.
That wasn't a trick, it was a demonstration. This allergy to electricity isn't real. It's a manifestation of something deeper.
I'm not saying it's 100%.
There are specialists who
You've
will
seen
be...
specialists, okay? The best doctors from here to Denver. None of them help. Not one.
So you're ready to give up?
Who's giving up, huh?
What if he just hurts himself in a household accident? How does he call for help? You have the power to help your brother.
I
Truly
mean-
help him.
She's not wrong.
What would you do?
All I know is he needs help.
He does need help. He can't do this alone.
This is a physical condition, not a mental one. Chuck is of sound mind. I think we can all agree on that.
You're a real peach, Howard.
Hmm.
Of course you don't want Chuck committed.
No, I don't. Why would I?
Because if Chuck were committed, then I become his legal guardian and I cash him out of HHM.
No.
Jesus, Jimmy.
I was on the fence till you showed up, but thanks for helping me decide. Wave bye-bye to your cash cow, because it's leaving the pasture. I'm committing him.
Jeez. Okay. He was on the fence. Now he'll go for it.
I just want to see that son of a bitch sweat. It's so obvious what he's afraid of. Taking my brother home.
Okay.
Chuck, I think you got sick because you saw this story. Whenever you think I've done something wrong, something questionable, you get worse.
I didn't get sick because I read about you in the paper.
You think this is the return of Slippin' Jimmy, but it's not.
All right.
But you think the billboard thing was unethical. It was promotion. It was advertising. That's all.
Which wasn't even allowed until 5 Supreme Court justices went completely bonkers in Bates versus State Bar of Arizona.
Aha!
In any event...
I'm kind of starting to specialize in elder law.
Elder law?
The things the elderly have to deal with. I mean...
Yeah.
Relatives coming after their savings, telemarketers, reverse mortgage scams. I mean, getting old sucks. Seniors need someone on their side, so you're looking at them.
No. I mean, that's good.
That sounds...
From here on out, I'm going to play by the rules.
As any lawyer should.
Exactly.
No.
If there are clients out there who need me, Slippin' Jimmy, he's back in Cicero, dead and buried.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see. Oh.
Where you going? Single-breasted?
Oh. He's taking notes
Light blue,
on movie lawyers.
cream.
Also interesting, his TV says still, not pause. Wait. Oh, you know what I just thought of? Someone who Jimmy might meet in here? Maybe. We'll have to see. Oh, everyone gets to eat all this Jell-O. No! Need a will? Call McGill. Oh, that's hilarious.
There. All right. No cheating, no hiding the tablet. Oh, what do we have here?
Okay. Was that Mike? At night?
Well, you'll be pleased to know I have the requisite stickers.
Really?
Still my heart.
Hey.
And you can have this as well. I'm doing elder law now. Need a will? Call McGill.
No.
Give me a call if you if you happen to know any elders.
Nah. No, we're staying on this. What, does he stay there all night? God, I want some fucking pancakes right now. Hi. Hello, officers.
Long way from home, aren't you?
You and me both.
Cool. Alright. Alrighty. Episode 5. So, interesting stuff. Especially with Chuck. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So the old lady across the street sees Chuck steal her newspaper, so she calls the police. The police, for some reason, actually care to a degree and decide to go do this. They then don't listen to anything Chuck says, barge in, and taser him. I mean, like, look, okay, now they said, he sounds like a tweaker, So they're thinking that he's on drugs or something, but I don't know. I feel like the police kind of sort of jumped into what they were doing there. Like that wasn't the finest moment of the police force, if you ask me, Not their finest moment, I will say. So yeah. All of this because he stole or unconsensually bought the newspaper, which is interesting. And the whole thing too, like, he went out there and it affected him. Then he was getting better. Even though he saw the story, he was okay. It's just that when they went in and, all that light and then they tased him, like, that got to him, So, that's interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. We're kind of, to kind of go in order, this will technically skip around on topics, but to go in order, the next thing I wrote down is secede. So we'll just sort of quickly go over Jimmy's cases here. So the first one is a man who wants to secede from the United States, which technically, I made a joke about this, but there is, I believe in Nevada, there is what's considered a micronation. Like, this guy is like, oh, well, due to this technical loophole, my land is not part of the United States, or some weird thing like that. However, I don't think this land is, like, recognized by any government, so it's not exactly its own thing. But yeah, so this guy wants to secede from the United States and offered Jimmy $1 million. $500,000 now, $500,000 when it's over. And it's interesting because Jimmy apparently was gonna go for it. He was gonna go for it. I imagine Jimmy was thinking that there's no way in hell this would work, but hey, money's money, I guess. Even if it's a losing case, if you get that $1 million, then yeah, that's something. But then bringing over the counterfeit, not actually US dollars, was very interesting. And yeah, so I wrote down basically what I wrote down for that case was secede / Vatican / $500,000 / nope. And you just walk away. The next one was the toilet that talked to you, which honestly, when they were just sort of looking at it, I was like, he's just going to reveal it to be some toilet, right? And then my mind kept going to worse and worse things for kids. But then it was like, oh, it's a toilet. And it's like, well, it's not a toilet. It's this specific voice that talks to you. However, I mean, you could have gone with anything. Like, if it was just like, oh, nice job or something like that. It's like, well, good job. You're doing really well. Or something like it had to be the worst possible thing. I love, too, that Jimmy... I love when they were walking out. It's like, oh, you're disgusting. It's like, hey, you're the one with the sex toilet, whatever. And he just, like, is walking away, you know? So, I don't know why I love that moment. Like, he played that so cool. But, yeah, it's like, that was weird. But then, he went to Mrs. Strauss, who found the Alpine Shepherd Boy and was working on her will. And, yeah, she had all $140 right then and there. So even though it was a bit of a complex will, you know, very, you know, it wasn't just these people get this. It's basically like if certain conditions are met, then this happens, which is complex. But you know what? Jimmy had a legal pad. He was ready for it, you know? But yeah, but he did 2 wills. He said he did 2 wills in one day. And I think he said a trust of some kind. And I like Kim saying, it's like, oh, you could actually get into elder law, you know? And I like because, I don't know, I feel like, I don't want to say like I don't hear about this, but I don't really, you know, watch too many shows that have lawyers or anything. But I like actually hearing about like different like facets or specialties of law and stuff. So that I really do like. And yeah, I like even Kim saying, it's like, oh, well, I've thought about getting into elder law. And he actually goes with that. Down to going to you know, retirement homes and stuff. I thought that was very, very interesting too. And I like how he's, you know, watching sort of classic lawyer movies and he's sort of mimicking that style, definitely to appeal to those older people there. Now, while he was there, I mean, when you have, you know, the Breaking Bad universe and you go to a retirement home, the first thing I think of is Hector Salamanca. And I was curious if maybe that's how, you know, if that'd be crazy if Jimmy became a lawyer for Hector Salamanca, and that would put him back in, you know, back within the sights of Tuco and Nacho and the rest of them. But that could have been interesting. But no, doesn't seem to be, although it could still happen in the future, but not today. But yeah, so that was all very interesting, and yeah, just the whole talk of elder law, and it's like, yeah, honestly, that's not a bad idea. You know, you go in, you say, hey, we're doing, you know, I need to make sure this, and this work out the way they wanted it to. You know, no one's stealing. I mean, that was crazy when Kim was like, oh yeah, you know, stole the money and the pain meds. Like, you can steal the pain meds too? Like, come on. Like, stealing the money is one thing. Stealing the pain meds, that's just being a dick, you know? So, but that was interesting, you know, and it's an interesting idea of specializing in elder law. So, and you know who might need elder law at some point? Maybe Chuck. Although, you know, he's Jimmy's brother. I don't know how much older he is than Jimmy. I think that white hair doesn't do him any justice. He's probably not as old as he might look, you know? Apologies to that actor, so. I don't mean to call that actor an old man, so. In the same way that Jimmy didn't mean to call Mike an old man, so. Moving back into the stuff with Chuck. So basically it's that he's allergic to electricity, which is interesting. But I mean, you know, we kind of had this like, oh, since we first met Chuck, we've kind of been sitting here like, well, does he really have a condition, or is this just like, you know, stuff he's read? Is he paranoid about stuff? But I like that even after a couple scenes where, you know, it does like affect, like, you know, he gets hit by sunlight, he's almost like a friggin' vampire basically. But I like that it's still a question, you know, especially with this doctor of, you know, is this in his head or not? And that's pretty interesting. I actually do kind of like that. I like that they are still leaving it sort of up in the air on what's wrong with Chuck. And yeah, you know, even if he is going through this sort of, you know, physical pain, is that because he has a physical condition or because he has a mental condition? And that's an interesting idea. So, and of course, to Howard, he's saying, you know, oh, it's a physical condition. I like Jimmy seeing right through that because, yeah, if Chuck is committed, that makes Jimmy his legal guardian. Well, the dog got up, I don't know why. Folks have left the house and dog's antsy about stuff, so if you hear little squeaks, that's him whining. He's fine. Anyway, so yeah, but if Jimmy becomes, you know, the legal guardian of Chuck, then the first thing he does is cash him out of HHM, and that's that, you know? So yeah, obviously, Hamlin doesn't want him to do that. And I like how, you know, he basically threatened that, and is like, well, I just want to see him sweat. I'm taking my brother home. But yeah, it is sort of open for debate what he's going to be doing about Chuck, you know? There's also the discussion I like of, you know, how did Chuck get sick? Was it actually the incident, or did he get worse because he saw the whole thing with the billboard? And that's interesting. And I like, honestly, that was a very good conversation because Chuck played it very interestingly where, you know, it's kind of like, I like it. It's almost like a parent-child thing where, or, I mean, not even parent-child, but, you know, you kind of see that where it's like, you know, the child is almost like overcorrecting, basically. You know, he's going out, they're going out of their way to explain how everything's fine, even though it looks bad. It's like, no, it's this. And it all sounds good. And the person, you know, hearing all this is like, okay, if you say so. I mean, it's almost like you guilting them, you know? And yeah, so now it's like, well, we both pretty much know that what you did was not good. But now that you have been caught, I'm not actually going to, you know, get angry or punish you or anything. I'm just going to let you sit with that. And it's almost like the guilt of that may be a deterrent from it happening again. That was a really interesting way that he played that. And just down to the, you know, because when he said it's like, oh no, it's because, you know, they opened the door and I got tasered. That's why I got worse. But he is still saying to Jimmy, hey, don't become Slippin' Jimmy again, you know? And I like how he says that, you know, just, we'll see if this is actually, Slipping Jimmy or not. So, God, I keep spitting on my freaking notepad today. What's that about? I wonder. No. My voice is getting a bit hoarse. End of the week. As normal. So yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, just that whole thing with Chuck. I also like just, you know, Jimmy just coming in and, you know, turning off all the electronics and stuff like that. And hearing the doctor. I like the doctor, you know, trying to figure this out. You know, this is an interesting sort of condition that she hasn't heard of, and she's trying to piece it together. Is this actually a condition, or is this, you know, all in his head? She's trying to piece it all together while doing, you know, she's doing everything she can for her patient, you know. But I like that she was working on, you know, sort of both sides of the argument, you know. So that was really, really interesting, just that whole talk with Jimmy. So yeah. And then, honestly, I feel like this discussion has been a bit short, but, you know, sometimes when you actually stop and look at one of these episodes of Better Call Saul, you'll find that, like, stuff happens, but there's a lot of, you know, slower moments in between, which is interesting. I mean, for a while, like, the last 5 minutes are all on Mike, which is interesting. So Mike, you know, we see him, you know, at the toll booth, and then he goes, he has breakfast, and it's all nice and good, and I do want some pancakes now. He goes, he has his breakfast, whatever. The woman that he was watching, though, now, see, the thing is, in Breaking Bad, we know Mike has a granddaughter, and that's the thing, is he's trying to take care of his granddaughter. But I don't remember if her mother was there. I'm curious if this woman is Mike's daughter, and, you know, I don't know. Because, I mean, she saw him. She completely saw him, and then just drove on. So, I don't know. I'm very curious about that. And then, yeah, at the end, he was just relaxing, watching some TV, when, the cops showed up, basically? The cops and this other guy show up. Yeah, and obviously Mike recognizes him, but I'm not sure why. At first, for a second, I thought it might be Gus. I don't know. I mean, with Mike, I feel like Gus is sure to follow because he worked for Gus. But I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, I don't know who this guy is. Probably, you know, either a former partner or a former boss or something like that. I have no idea. But maybe we'll see more on that next episode. And hey, I'm glad to get some more stuff with Mike, honestly, you know. And I'm really enjoying the story, but it would be nice to see some of that sort of bigger, I don't want to say like a bigger world or anything, but like, I mean, it's the same thing of in Breaking Bad where you see, you know, Walt and his family and, you know, him working with Jesse, and then you get this sort of bigger picture, you know, with Mike and Gus and the Salamancas and Don Eladio and stuff like that. So maybe we'll get some of that along with Jimmy and his continuing adventures, I guess. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, though. Really good episode. I enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, just everything with, you know, the cases that Jimmy's getting and everything dealing with Chuck, and now this whole thing they're introducing with Mike. Real good stuff, like always. I am 100% enjoying Better Call Saul, and I'm glad that I chose to do this. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Better Call Saul reactions, as well as another playlist for all my Breaking Bad videos. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.